Hi, so my name is Castro and I work for SHINE Lincolnshire and I'm the Senior Peer Support Coordinator focusing on long COVID. So SHINE Lincolnshire are a mental health charity and we focus originally on networking. So we want to make sure that people living in Lincolnshire know what services are available for them, know what is there to help them, so that we can recommend them to people living with mental health conditions, but also people supporting them as well. So we work with professionals, we work with social prescribers, we work with people in the community. But we also have a funding stream as well. So we actually manage a lot of the funding grants that go to support the groups in the community. And we also have training as well. So we offer mental health first aid training, suicide prevention training, things like that. And we also have do our own peer support training, which is accredited as well. So we want to make sure that people in the community have the relevant training and the relevant support to be able to look after the people that they're working with. So peer support for long COVID is we've been focused on co-production and with other colleagues as well from different groups, and the biggest thing that keeps coming out from people living with COVID is the isolation, the loneliness. But it's not just the physical loneliness, it's the fact that nobody else knows what they're going through. They sometimes feel that, and people have, the words they've used is, I feel like I'm going crazy sometimes. I feel like it's all in my head, but then my body doesn't do what I'm telling it to do. And they desperately want to be able to talk to people, to get support from other people that go, do you know what, I know what you feel. And actually they really do genuinely know what they feel. They're not just going, yeah, I know how you feel. So that they don't feel on their own, they don't feel that they're going crazy. So from that, we are looking at setting up peer support, but training people as volunteers that are living with long COVID themselves, but that they want to be able to support other people. We're not just going to be putting people together, we are going to make sure that they have all the relevant training that they need so that they can do the best job at supporting other people. But it's a twofold thing as well, because then they themselves, we've had some people who are living with long COVID who may not be able to work anymore saying, I just feel like what's the point anymore? I feel almost worthless. I've got nothing to offer anymore. Whereas actually now, through being able to offer peer support, they can then go, you know what, I've really helped somebody. And in turn, that has helped me as well with my own mental health moving forward. So that's what we're doing. So my role is looking at setting up the training, getting people trained on peer support, and then linking people together, but then standing by them as well to be able to help them debrief from any meetings, and supporting them from both sides as well. So people who I've been speaking to that are living with long COVID, as I say, the first thing they mention is the loneliness, the isolation. Even if they can be in the room with their family, they still feel alone. They feel long COVID, and COVID is still a new thing. We've all had different experiences. When you talk to somebody, the majority of people now have had COVID at least once, but everybody's experience of it was different. And that is exactly the same with long COVID. Yes, there are key symptoms that are kind of the flag of what it is, but everybody is experiencing it differently. And from that, they are feeling like nobody gets it. But as well, there's the other side of it, is that the people that are still able to work, it has still affected them. So they might not be able to do the long hours that they used to do. They might not be able to do the role that they used to do. And the phrase that keeps coming up from people is, I'm having to learn what the new normal is. The person I was before long COVID isn't the person that I am now. And I need to readjust my thinking for how I can live with that. And I'm grieving the life that I thought I was going to have. So that again offers a whole host of other things, like from the mental health side, they are going through grief sometimes on what they've lost out on. People may be incredibly active, they may have been runners, swimmers, going to the gym all the time, and then they have long COVID, and they try and do some of those and they can't, and then that can be really disheartening. So it's helping them see that you can still do things. Yes, it might be different, but that doesn't mean that you're not good anymore. That doesn't mean that you are not worthwhile anymore. That doesn't mean that you are not amazing at what you are doing, whether it be work, fitness, being a mum or a dad. It affects every aspect of their life. And so it's trying to just help them realize that they're not failing, that they are still absolutely amazing. But it's how we can support them to see that themselves as well. So if you are living with long COVID, it's from both sides. So if you are living with long COVID and needing peer support, then keep your eye on the Shine website, keep your eye on the connector support and things like that. And we will be putting out marketing about how you can access peer support. If you have long COVID, you're living with long COVID, and you're thinking, actually, I could offer some time each week, and I would love to be able to support somebody else, and you would be interested in peer support, please contact me. Please contact me through the Shine website. Make sure all the details are on there. And I would love to have a chat with you, and we can then discuss how we can move forward. I can let you know all the details on the training and what it involves, and I can then be with you through every step of the journey to be able to get you to be able to support somebody else that's living with long COVID. Everybody is to say that people are not alone. If you think that you are struggling with long COVID, please go to your GP, please push for help. Don't just sit there on your own. Go to one of your community groups, go to one of the community cafes and talk to people. Don't feel that you are on your own.